Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Dong.
I'm Mai.
Mai, nice to meet you.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Very nervous.
We're quite nervous, right? Actually, no way. I'm also quite nervous.
Okay. Okay.
It's like, shall we begin?
Shall we start? Yeah.
Okay, I think you have to press
I
at the
love
same time.
your outfit, by the way. I
Oh.
think we kind of like
Match,
it's a
right?
green theme. Okay.
With the green wall also.
Yeah. Okay. But together.
Yeah,
Okay.
press
1, 2, 3.
Hi, welcome to the Photobooth. Your 30-minute conversation begins now. Speak, listen, and connect. What's your favorite childhood memory?
So I have two older siblings. I'm the youngest of three. Then we used to stay in Hougang. And back then, our parents both worked like night shift. So most of the time we were alone at home. There was one particular night, the whole neighborhood had a blackout. It was quite scary for us being quite young kids. The fans weren't working, the lights weren't working. We took the mattresses out, right, and we sprawled it in the living room. And then we really light up like 1 or 2 candles and just wait there.
Actually, I lived in Hougang too for like 25 years.
It's quite a nice neighborhood, right?
Really?
Oh.
My favorite childhood memory, my father, he used to make songkoks. So like songkok is the traditional Malay hat.
Okay.
And he was like one of the last songkok makers in Singapore. In his tailoring room, he had this 1 meter long wooden ruler. Me and my brother, I think we did something. I don't know what we did but we basically did like stupid shit around the house. So we like locked ourselves in the room. My father had the stick and he wanted to like beat us and chase us with it. But we locked the door and we were like, no, like don't beat us please. And he's like, no, get out now, get out now. And then we just like sat there, just like half crying, half like wanting to laugh because it was so funny. So we waited, I think like 4 hours before we went out. And I think my brother like peed his pants in the room or something like that.
By the time you all got out of the room, did your dad like cool down and like...
No, my dad was just cool the entire time. He just like uses it to scare us, you know.
Your relationship with your brother, like how is it now? Like are you still close to him?
We were only like really, really close after my father passed away. Yeah, because like my mom, she got into like depression after my father passed away. So like whatever she was doing, right, she wasn't aware of it. So the only people in the house that were aware was like me and my brother. So like we would sneak to the kitchen and like talk to each other about like our days and stuff like that.
There mustn't have been an easy period for the family.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like the worst. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No, it's fine.
What is something your parents don't know about you?
Oh my god. I think what my mom doesn't know about me is that I doubt myself a lot. And I don't think that I am actually good. Especially when I was younger, she liked to like praise me and like she thought that I was really smart and like I really excelled at everything. But like for some reason I just don't feel that way about myself. Like in front of her I seem very like, yeah, I got it, you know, like don't worry about it. But behind, like I cannot let her know that like I'm actually not okay.
But hopefully she sees this video and like you can have a conversation.
Hopefully no one sends this to her. Oh my god.
I'm quite close to my parents, so I'm quite open with them about a lot of things, but they tend to be very chronic worriers. Then I feel like I have to prove to her that I have my life sorted out. It really isn't, because I'm freelancing right now, but now I'm going to study something entirely different, social work. On the outside, I feel like I have to portray this like I know what I'm doing. Even though I'm honest with them what's going on in my life, I downplay my anxieties. I feel like I can't really be my true anxious self with my parents as much as with my friends.
So you're going into social work soon?
I start school actually this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I just quit my job. Like, my last day was last Friday. Yeah, and I'm going to go into digital marketing, hopefully. It seems like we're both going...
Through the same.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
What are some fears that hold you back from living your best life?
Honestly, the fear of what other people will think of me. Because my mother is a person who's very close to her family and her extended family. So like everything that I've done has been scrutinized by my extended family. I have made decisions when I was a teenager, and then like when I came to the family gatherings, everyone like talked about it. And that wasn't a very nice feeling when you're like a teen going through stuff and like exploring stuff for yourself. It's very hard for me to do something that I want for myself, knowing that like everyone else will have something to say based on like culture or religion or like family values, right?
You're afraid that you pursuing what you want to might not be the right move.
Yeah, like I would know based on everything that I've learned growing up, it is not the right move. But it is something that I want to try, you know? Like try for myself.
I feel like, firstly, it's not easy really being in that same predicament. You brought up the point that you're afraid that the move you make will be wrong based on what happened previously, right? That's your inner voice, like convincing you that it's a wrong move. But you won't really know how the view looks like until you've been in that position. That was what my brother told me also.
Oh,
when like
that's nice.
wanted to go full time, he said like, just try it for 1 year, and like if it isn't what you expected it to be, at least you did that 1 year, at least you tried it. What's holding me back from living my best life is a lot of my decisions seem to center on the fact that I will eventually be the caregiver to two of my parents, because both of my elder siblings have kids already. Even though it's not their fault, sometimes you can't help but feel like there's a lot of pressure on me being in charge of taking care of my parents. Whatever I do in my life, right, I definitely have to consider my parents. I won't say it's hindering me from living my best life. I still feel like in where I am now, I still feel quite content. But definitely there are some thoughts now.
I went through that at that phase where it's like your early 20s and you're just having fun with your friends. I never had that because like I had to go out and work, and like support my mom. It was very difficult for me because I felt like I lost my youth. It created a lot of resentment for me personally. But now I feel like since I have a little bit of allowance, I feel like I can start doing the things that like I wanted to. But honestly, like I was just thinking about this yesterday. Like, am I too late? I'm like 25, so to do the things that I would be doing when I'm like...
I'm also 25. 26 this year, but are you 26 this year?
No, I'm 25 this year.
Just take it as 25.
I think what I really crave for is the carefree moments that I think I missed out a lot when I was like working.
I would say the short answer would be no, because I think there's really no like timeline to like pursuing those things that you wanted to pursue when you're younger. I think your husband, hopefully he's also like aligned with that spirit.
Is there something about the future that worries you?
Such a existential question, right? I don't like to think too far into the future, because every time I think too far in the future, I feel like I will create this idea of how my life should turn out. And then if it doesn't turn out that way, I always get disappointed. Yeah, when the time comes when like maybe me and a friend, we're not as close anymore, or like the job isn't as fulfilling anymore, I don't know how to process that.
Yeah. Can I comment on...
Of course.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I feel like God, like we borrow these people from God at different phases of our life to be like nurtured in that space. But once I have outgrown the environment, it's okay for me to like move on, because what is important is that I grow. And like these people might not move on with me, but I am still grateful for the times that like they were there. You know what I mean?
What's your biggest fear about the future?
Oh, I think it's that I remain stagnant and I remain the same person that I am because I allow my pain to control my choices in my life. I really want to grow as a person and I really want to do better for myself. There's a part of me that is like, for what? Like it's always going to be like this.
You're convinced that you'll be stuck in this loop.
Yeah, because I don't see a way out.
I think you being able to recognize that you are stuck in the loop is the first step to get out of the loop. From what I'm hearing, from everything you've been sharing, it seems like your relationship with your mom determines a lot of these decisions that you make. I feel like you consider her a lot, and it comes from a place of love, even though you said your relationship with your mom hasn't been the easiest.
Yeah.
It's finding the right balance lah. And I hope that you're able to make some decisions purely because you wanted to.
Thank you. I think I really needed to hear that. You're a very good listener.
Because the braces, right, it's harder to talk. I just got it, right? So like every time I talk, I need more time to process.
Okay.
So maybe yes.
No, it's fine. Next.
What's something you admire about the stranger beside you?
I like your shirt. I'm just kidding. I really love the way that you listen. You shared that you have social anxiety, but you are willing to give people the space. Like, you're willing to give a stranger a space to talk and to listen. And I think that's very rare. I think that's very admirable.
I think for you, you actually have this inner strength in yourself. I'm very inspired by that inner strength, that it's not easy being a person who has to put your studies on hold and then support the family. I can safely say I didn't have the experience, and I won't try to say I understand how you feel, because I don't think I can understand how you feel, but I must imagine it to be like not easy. I hope that you can see that you wanting to pursue something, right, is already like a form of strength.
Thank you.
No worries.
That's so sweet.
Thank you for participating in the photo booth. Bid farewell to each other by posing for the camera. In 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, there!
Oh!
What? Oh my god, cute!
Thank you very much for being my partner.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
I feel very blessed.
I feel blessed to have met you too.
Yeah.